Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nah, jadi karena kita telah menyelesaikan Lego set yang satu ini dari series The Wandering Earth Sample Block ya. Ini adalah Lego Cargo Truck Transport Truck dengan desain yang futuristik. Sekarang kita akan melanjutkan untuk merakit Lego lagi ya. Mohon maaf ya, tong sampahku penuh. Nah, di sini kita masih punya 2 Lego lagi. Yang mana nih ya? Sini kita memiliki Cargo Truck Iron Oret. What the heck? Cargo Truck Iron Oret Truck what? Ini bagian belakangnya kayak gini ya guys. Tuh, ini bisa diangkat, ada hidroliknya, terus bisa dibuka ini. Ini ceritanya kayak truk bak gitu ya, tapi versi yang panjang. Tuh, panjang dia. Terus di sini kita memiliki engineering truck ya. Tuh. Ini kayak crane gitu loh. Ini fiturnya dia bisa berputar sama ini bisa diangkat. Oke. Nah, jadi kalau menurutku kita bakal ngerakit desain yang paling keren di akhir ya. Jadi kita bakal ngerakit ini dulu. Nah, jadi ya ini kita simpan dulu ya, guys. Karena ini menurutku desain yang paling keren ya. Menurutku. Selera orang beda-beda. Ya. Dan BTW aku baru selesai bersihin kamar ya. Tuh. Udah, sorry ada kaos kaki. Udah nggak ada debu lagi nih. Tuh, lihat. Nih, udah aku lap-lap ya. Tuh, jadi bersih. Sama tendanya ini udah aku lepas ya, soalnya kayak gimana gitu. Kayak mengganggu. Santai guys, ini kaos kakinya bersih ya buat aku sekolah besok. Oh, hell, nah ada sempakku. Emak. Sempakku masuk ke frame ya. Nah, jadi ya, di sini kita seperti biasa sudah berada di studio dan kita di sini membutuhkan beberapa alat. Yang pertama adalah tang, gunting, lem nggak perlu lah karena aku tahu Sembo Block itu bagus ya kualitasnya. Dan brick separator, asik. Ya, jadi 3 alat ini udah cukup ya. Dan ya sorry banget, stand HP ku ketinggalan di bawah dan aku malas pergi ke lantai bawah. Jadi kita bakal pakai selotip aja sebagai standnya ya. Kita masukin ke tengah ini. Dan bisa, alhamdulillah. Ya. Dan di sini HP ku ketinggalan di rumahku yang satunya yang ada di kota. Nah, jadi kita bakal pakai tab adekku aja ya. Kita bakal pakai tab adekku buat nonton. Ini adekku nih. Oke. Kita tentuin angle dulu ya. Oke. Nah, sekarang tinggal kita pilih kita mau nonton apa ya. Dan kalau tontonannya anak-anak wajar lagi sini tab adekku ya aku pinjem. Susah sekali lah. Ini cuma nge-setting aja dulu ya. Oke. Kita bakal coba cari apa nih, guys? Kita bakal coba cari Billy Samuel ya. Apakah ada yang seru menurutku? Oh. Billy Samuel nyobain Free Fire pertama kali. Billy Samuel nggak pernah main Free Fire. Oh my god. Bang, ini Indo loh, Bang. Tapi semuanya videonya udah aku tonton sih. Jadi janganlah. Kita bakal coba cari Meow Auk ya. Apakah ada yang bagus dari Meow Auk? Ini sesuai selera aku aja ya guys. Mohon maaf ya. Yaudah kita nonton Roblox documentary aja. Kepencet. Wait. Kenapa setiap kali aku nge-search channel YouTubeku pasti ada ini guys. Mak-mak hamilin dia ya. Like what? Report. Kita report ya. Soalnya setiap kali aku nge-search channel YouTubeku pasti ada mak-mak hamil ini guys. Like the heck. Aku gak tahu dia hamil atau gendut. I don't know. Ya udahlah, kita bakal nonton Roblox documentary aja ya. Mana nih? Tadi ada kok. Nah, Roblox documentary. Oke. Kita bakal cari yang bagus ya guys, Roblox dokumenternya. Nah, kita bakal nonton dari Cube Inc. Ya. Alright. Ulu. Nah. Nice. Oke. Kita buka dulu ya guys. Aku nggak sabar ngerakit Lego set yang satu ini. Wih. Oh my god. Nah, baru bisa kebuka. Nice. Kosong. Ini ada berapa instruksi nih guys, kita lihat ya. Ada berapa instruksi nih. Total ini ada 41 instruksi. Ya, 41 instruksi. Boleh juga. Oke. Bag pertama. Oh my. Wih, kena gunting gua. Sekarang kita bakal pakai cara yang dipisah ya guys. Jadi kita bakal pisah sesuai warna. Kita sortir dulu ya sesuai warna ya. Di sini kita memiliki warna kuning atau oranye kekuningan ya. Tuh, kayak warna ini yang ada di koleksiku. Jujur terakhir aku dapat warna yang ini itu pada tahun 2018 loh guys. Ya jadi aku dapat warna ini tuh terakhir pada tahun 2000 berapa tadi aku lupa ya. Barusan aku ngomong ini ya. Pada Lego ini tuh. Pada Lego Funny Truck. Ya. Harusnya nggak jadinya kayak gitu guys, tapi ini sesi custom creationku ya yang aku bikin tanpa buku petunjuk atau instruction book. Oke. Kita sortir lagi ya. Oke. Kita di sini juga dapat warna marun. Oke. Wih, susah, Wak. Wih, apa ini? Oh my god, bagian kecil-kecil ya. Aku kira kita dapat minifigure, ternyata bagian kecil-kecil. Wih, bannya unik ya guys. Lihat tuh. Ini lubangnya kecil banget guys. Sampai jari kelingkingku nggak bisa masuk ya. Smooth itu. Atau harus lah, bannya halus ya. Oke, bagiannya sudah kita sortir ya guys tuh. Sudah cukup ya pinnya, mari kita lanjut untuk merakit Lego ini. Oke, mari kita rakit Lego set ini. Oh my god, bagian aku bawa tang ini cuma buat jaga-jaga ya guys. Ini satu tips dariku guys. Kan sorry aku kentut ya. Oke, aku kentut lagi, sorry banget. Mungkin nggak kedengaran tapi aku jujur aja. Nah, jadi kan di sini kalau misalnya kalian nggak tahu nih yang mana apa tuh namanya? Nah, di sini kalau kalian nggak tahu ini garisnya kemana gitu kan bisa lihat step selanjutnya guys, mungkin bisa membantu. Tuh ini kan garisnya nggak jelas kemana ya. Ini antara step pertama atau step kedua yang nyambung ke sini tuh nggak jelas. Nah kalian bisa coba ya buat ngeliat step selanjutnya. Tuh lihat nih. Ini kan akhirnya bisa ketahuan nih yang mana. Jadi ya itu adalah salah satu tips dariku. Kalau kalian bingung, lihat aja step berikutnya ya. Mungkin itu adalah salah satu step buat step ke pertama. Terus habis kalian selesai step ke pertama lalu kalian bisa... oh shit, sudahlah. Sorry ya, my bad.
These tricks and the gameplay in general always made players rage. To get revenge, they spent more money on OP kits. On the flip side, he made just as much from kit gifting. This allowed GigaChats to spend thousands of dollars gifting everyone kits. And also, Smatrix gets a percent of the money. More players equals more gifting equals more money. Another smart move from the devs was adding win streaks. Basically, how many times you win in a row. Because of this, players spent weeks building insane win streaks, having everyone cheer for them, only to lose it to a hacker, which, to be fair, added more hype to the game. But to keep Bedwars alive for as long as possible, the devs had to update as much as they can. So, throughout the year, every week they added game modes, kits, OP items, you name it. It seemed like every day there's some new game-breaking glitch, which made the game feel infinite. But all this hype led to an inevitable problem. Picture this. You stumble across Bedwars for the first time. You join a match and hope to learn the ins and outs of... Considering we had 25, wait, no, 45 kits, it was nearly impossible for new players to play, because anyone can get these broken kits by spending crazy amounts of Robux. Players went ballistic over the unfairness. To fix this, the devs added relics, basically free upgrades at the start of each match. It's the right idea, but... For the love of God, just remove relics. It's literally luck based. I forgot to mention, relics were chosen randomly. All it did was make Bedwars luck, instead of skill. Yes, the kits made millions of dollars, but if pro players and new players felt excluded, what's the point?
Wih, apa nih? Kok ada yang nyangkut? Aku yakin dua bagian ini tuh yang nyangkut di sini tuh ada di sini ya. Jadi kita bakal singkirin aja ya. Aku yakin itu bagian itu.
Firstly, no one likes fighting a tryhard with an unfair kit. So the devs made a kitless game mode, Murder in Bedtown, a murder mystery type game. And yes, in the past, we did have free-to-play game modes, but those still had tryhards and hackers, and no one likes that.
Oke, kita pasangin stiker. Mana nih stikernya? Oh, ini dia. Shih, stikernya guys. Lihat tuh. Asik.
But even with these changes, a balanced game needs more balanced game modes. So the devs got to work on two special ones. The same kit mode where everyone has the exact same kit, and OG mode. Unlike all the other game modes, this one had no kits, no forge, and no unfair shenanigans. Because of their thoughtfulness, many old players came back just to play these game modes. I guess simple and fair always wins. But the best for last, the devs used an old feature from 2021, custom matches. This lets you make your own Bedwars game and spawn any item, which on its own kept the game alive for a bit. But the devs took it a step further by adding scripts, allowing you to modify your game and add basically anything. Like seriously, I honestly thought this wasn't possible for
Nice.
Roblox. This gave each player a chance to make their own game mode, and even make money.
Sekarang kita bakal bikin rodanya. Tuh, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oke, ini basically semua dipakai. Ini susah nih guys. Ini susah nih. Masukin ya. Oh my god. Wih. Beneran susah.
got recognized by a pretty special person. But as for the second one, might not last, but number one PC game is pretty cool. That was fast. Players love the game idea. All you gotta do is
Ush,
pick an element and
susah nih guys.
it's so simple, which means any player can get into it. The
Wih.
million-dollar question is, how will
Oh my
Inter
God.
stay on top? Yes, getting up was easy, but
Susah guys.
staying up is a much, much bigger challenge.
Oh,
Surprisingly,
wait.
Elemental Wars wasn't
Kayaknya aku yang
a
bodoh ya.
even with all of this,
Sorry aku bilang kayak gitu. Ternyata ada 2
this would be a cool
ukuran ban.
This is one
Oh,
one of Inter's favorite
kalau dari tadi kayak gitu mah nggak bakal selesai ya.
in the world.
Pantesan.
Cool mechanics from his previous games. He and his team made a
Satu.
Bloxpiece, with the goal of spreading his love for his favorite show. At first glance, Bloxpiece looked a bit generic, but the real genius was in the game.
2.
Since One Piece was so popular, Indra took a lot of things from the show and applied it to his game. With 12 different fruits that had abilities similar to the show, surely it'll appeal to the millions of One Piece fans. But to actually make them play, Indra made sure that all the mechanics were flawless. Bro, they got the Buddha fruit? That's my favorite.
3.
Shut up and take my money. Following the successful release, Indra continued to add fruits, islands, weapons, and NPCs based on the popular show. He also let One Piece fans decide the next update, which overall made the game more interactive and
4.
prosper financially.
Oh my God.
After this, Indra completely switched his plan. Usually, he would do mini updates weekly, which players
5.
loved, but one day he thought, what if we put all our effort into one big update instead? That might work, but players will have to wait longer for updates. But if you want to stay on top, you need to take risks. So for the next 3 months, the team worked non-stop on their biggest update yet, hoping players won't forget them. With the second world, many new fruits
6. Nice, let's go ya. Ini udah kepasang semua ya. Dan telapak tanganku merah.
Start with nothing, buy a fruit, and only use that to get max level. Not only did this flood Indra's bank account, it also motivated new players and gave the game promotion. But even with a very dedicated fan base, Indra still didn't have an identity. He built his entire game from One Piece, which not only seemed unoriginal, but One Piece themselves were striking games that replicated them. To prevent having an islands moment, Indra rolled out another big update, completely revamping the game. From simple mechanics to the game name itself, Indra made sure it's still like One Piece, but had its own
Nice.
blocky charm. That way, One Piece fans will still like it, but it may appeal to more players. Another way Indra expressed himself was giving back to people, mainly Axtor, a longtime fan who made viral videos on the game. In return, Indra and his friends gave him front
Wih, silver guys.
powers.
Mengkilat.
From
Beda ya kayak ini ya.
to never before seen abilities. What made these clips surreal is that these powers are so different from the normal fruits everyone loved using. Not only did players obsess over them, but also made lore out of them.
Wait.
Bloxpiece had a whole story now.
Wait a
Now you see
minute.
the story develop, and develop
Kok
it
kayak
as time
kenal
went
ya?
on. Players got more and
Kok
more
kayak
obsessed,
kenal ya instruksinya ya?
spending millions of Robux on
Hmm.
grand levels of these. All
Kok bentuk truknya kayak kenal ya?
wasted on hats,
Kayak apa ya?
and instead spent it on making
Kok baru kenal ya?
awakenings.
Kok bentuk truknya kayak sesuatu ya? Apa itu ya? Tunggu dulu. Apakah ini Ctrl V, Ctrl C? Apakah ini copy paste? Di mana? Aku perlu instruksinya. Apakah ini Ctrl C, Ctrl V? Kenapa instruksinya familiar ya? Aku penasaran. Ini mirip apa ya? Oke, sorry aku agak sarkas ya. Ternyata di sini step-stepnya sama nih ya, guys. Sama kayak bentuk truk yang itu. Tuh, sama ya. Makanya familiar banget nih aku liatnya. Literally semua stepnya sama ya, kecuali bagian belakangnya ini beda. Tapi untuk bentuk body truk sama sih. Pantesan. Literally ini sama persis cuma beda warna ya.
Massive worlds and the new levels map, let's just say the 6-month wait was worth it. Spending more time on fruit designs, weapons, and pretty much everything, players were more motivated to spend days trying to get them. Not because it's from One Piece, but because of how awesome they look. But to make the community
Sampai
strong,
hafal, no?
Nature added trading.
Aku sampai hafal.
Had its own value to prevent scammers. This made fruits like Pokemon trading cards rather than blocky weapons. But best of all, this inspired viral challenge videos where you start with the worst fruit and then trade your way to the best. After this, Indra wondered how big his game could get. His plan wasn't to squeeze money out of players, but to make the best updates possible and keep players playing. Because if his fans were happy, he was happy.
So today I made over 100 accounts in order to spin for the new legendary leopard fruit and blocks fruits. Let's see if we can get it or not. What are we gonna get? What an anticlimactic way to end off this video.
The new fruits took so long to get, which gave players a reason to keep playing. So following this, he added V4 Awakenings. Basically insane fighting abilities, but you need to follow an entire story for a chance of getting them. Which not only added to the lore, but made fighting a lot more immersive.
Kalau kalian ngerakit Lego itu kayak gimana, guys? Kalian ngelihat bahan-bahannya dulu, diambil, dikumpulin, terus langsung dirakit atau dipasang, atau kalian cuma perlu lihat instruksi yang ini, nggak perlu lihat bagiannya, cari terus langsung pasang. Aku sih yang nomor 2, guys. Yang lihat instruksinya nggak perlu lihat bahan, nyari dari sini langsung, ambil, pasang, udah gitu aja.
Sticking around, even after years of failed games, we struggled together, and now we shine together. Oh, and speaking of shining, welcome to Update 20. For 8 whole months, he poured his heart into the update, so fans poured their hearts back into playing. The new fruits, locations, and bosses were so spectacular that it not only broke the player record, but also crashed Roblox 12 times that day. But the crazy part is, that's just part 1 of Update 20. Considering he's always planning ahead, I'm sure Indra will have many more years of bringing joy to players and YouTubers, and inspire other devs to do the same. I guess true passion always wins in the end. But doesn't that make me realize, despite being 3 different players, they all have one thing in common. No, not their insane amounts of money, but their true love for making Roblox games. Their main goal wasn't to make some cash grab, but to create something that'll be remembered for years to come. Because at the end of the day, money is temporary, but your legacy can live.
Silver lagi, Wak.
Considering how massive Roblox is, there's a lot of people I left out. So if we somehow get 100k likes, I promise to make a part 2 with even crazier players. So if you enjoy, be sure to leave a like and comment who you want to see in the next video.
Next.
In 2019, a random dev made a small Roblox game expecting nothing. To his surprise, this marked the beginning of the highest earning game with a massive community, many historical moments, and more. But to find out how this happened, you need to go back 7 years ago, when a player by the name of MyGame43 published his first successful Roblox game. For years upon years, he spent hours on game after game, only for them to die out. So after
Wait.
getting players on his biggest project yet, he was delighted. Still far
Aku
from
kayak
number
ngedenger
one,
suara
with
gitu ya.
gameplay matching some of his biggest games nowadays, you can tell he's a man with a plan. But after working on the game for 2 years non-stop, MyGame thought of an idea that would change everything. You see, around this time was when games like Pet Sim, Bubblegum Sim, and Public Bathroom Sim always
What the hell?
felt great. And though
Ya
it
aku
had
pernah main
its
Public
moments,
Bathroom
MyGame
Simulator ya,
always
jangan
had the idea to
tanya
make
kenapa.
create his own parkour.
Seru,
And
guys.
of course,
Seru.
crazy.
Iya, aku bilang seru.
That was meant to happen. The issue with most simulators is that they get boring fast, and Parkour Sim was no exception. So at this point, you had option A and option B. Each either abandon Parkour Sim to grow his already beloved game. Smart choice, yeah, that sounds good. Or completely scrap both to make a new game that'll likely fail of its garbage. Wait, why would he do that? Considering his dream is to own the most popular game, there's no way he's doing this alone. Let's hope he makes the right choice. But while he decides his fate, let us meet our second main character, Rip Indra. Throughout these years, Indra has been like a brother to MyGame, helping him with games before he even got players. And just like MyGame, he's determined to make something great.
Wait,
So remember him for later.
ini
It's
pistol
2019
kah?
already. New year, new achievements, right?
Bro,
Well,
what?
not really, because their main game
Apakah kita bakal menggunakan pistol di main build-nya?
Players were getting impatient, and with
Wow.
fading away, you may think that
Huh.
might give an inch
Atau
on
pistolnya aku
the
koleksi aja.
but it's the complete opposite. Using the group they made for Parkour Sim, the two of them worked for months on a new game, Block Speed.
Jam berapa sekarang?
Release in a month. The game is a combination
Oke,
of the last
masih ada banyak waktu guys.
and they
Aku punya waktu sampai jam 11 malam, habis itu aku turu. Ya masih lama sih.
Although the game wasn't out yet, players weren't happy. All they cared about was an update for Elemental Battlegrounds. Block Speed's release can either go well or embarrassingly horrible, making months of work and sacrifice for nothing. But if you truly want to be the best, you must always push forward. On June 7th, Block Speed finally released. Cyberbully these guys some money to buy fruits, which gives you powers in battle. First players have joined, ready to adventure. Although their game was very simple, pioneers somehow found ways to break it not even a day later. Like this guy rapidly switching his weapon, which somehow combines them. This may look like a bad thing at first, but these kinds of glitches make the game more enjoyable, which may help it grow later on. However, to be considered the #1 game, it needs to achieve all.
Sabar, aku masih ngeliat-ngeliat bagiannya.
Want that title, they needed to play their cards right. Instead of something basic like a new egg, they added new fruits to the game, each with their own abilities. To make grinding more fun, they also added 3 new islands, and each with their own enemies, helping players level up. Progress was being made, but all these updates would be useless if people didn't care. Thankfully, the players had other goals in mind. With money, you can buy the best fruits, weapons, and fighting styles, which were very fun to fight with. So to keep the game more alive,
Entah kenapa bagiannya nggak ada guys.
remember the islands I showed you
Entah
before?
kenapa
Well, this one in particular led to a
bagiannya nggak ada ya.
by simply going to this temple,
Jatuh enggak sih?
you can farm up to 7,000
Oh, udah ngerasa jatuh.
Speaking of money, the devs were making tons of it, thanks to their special strategy. Instead
Apa karena mataku yang ngantuk ya guys?
random updates, they actually let us choose
Tapi aku nggak ngeliat ada bagiannya sih.
what they want. This went on for months.
Ntar ya,
Challenges, weapons,
kita cari ya.
even mysteries.
Toto pakai kamera ada lagi mana nih bagiannya? Kita perlu ini ya.
Speedruns to max
Tuh.
level. And long hunts for insanely rare weapons. Had a reason to play. The devs even redid a bunch of fruits to make the game more fresh. Everything seemed to be going well until
Nggak ada.
it's November and the game hasn't updated in 3 months. Is Block Speed just another abandoned Roblox project? Well, let's find out.
Today's the big day. I've been working for 3 months on this update, and it'll be the best thing anyone can feast their eyes on.
Oke, nggak ada. Tapi nggak apa-apa karena bagiannya ini nggak terlalu krusial ya. Jadi kalau nggak dipakai ya juga nggak apa-apa sih.
Islands, a new level cap, a factory that gives you free fruits when raided, and of course new weapons. But best of all, they made a new rarity, mythical item, which made players spend hundreds of hours to get them. A great game must keep players playing. Like this guy spending 1 day straight grinding for fruits in a new factory, and this other guy speedrunning for 2 days for max level, which sets the stage for even bigger mega projects. With a whole new realm of new locations, we're bound to have memorable moments bringing the game to life, which we're gonna go over with the help of our sponsor, World of Tanks. With over 800 tanks and countless ways to crush your enemies, the game will always feel fresh, unlike Block Speed's design. I forgot to mention, the game was a complete copy of One Piece, so it was renamed to Blox Fruits. Every tank has 7 visibility checkpoints and 2 view range ports, which pretty much stops your enemies with these sprays. But don't get too close, because otherwise you'll need more armor and turrets to keep yourself safe. Speaking of armor, more accessories were added to the game, which players combine with fruits, allowing them to achieve immortality. Nah, that's just broken. But despite armor being strong, they're weak compared to these guns that obliterate even the strongest tank armor, reminding me of this next historical moment. The new
Nih.
world also came with the Dover. By using its roar move,
Mataku
you can obliterate your enemies with fruits. And while
udah
going into
nggak mau melek.
and just like Roblox,
Tapi masih aku paksa recording.
so download World of Tanks
Oh,
right now with the link below. Not only will you get tons of credits, 7 days of premium, a tier 6 tank, and free
Oke, masang stiker lagi ya. Stiker nomor 1. Stiker 1111 ini dia. Wait. Oh, nomor 7. Alright, alright.
But a smart move the devs made was starting their own channel. Not only did they leak future updates to build hype, they also filmed
Okay,
questionable
nice.
videos like my game obliterating 5 admins with the new Quake for the Awakened with over 9,000 levels that gets one-shotted by Indra's special admin power and all for a good 3 million views. Clips of admins trolling as well as some new features brought insane traffic to the game. So the admins trolled even more by spawning a bunch of deadly sea beasts in someone's video, as well as showing off even more secret abilities you can only dream of having. Speaking of abilities, the community got so strong to the point where they would do anything for a good fruit. Like if you went on eBay and searched up Blox fruits, there's people selling them for
Oh,
ridiculous prices. $400 for a dough fruit. Why do people buy this stuff? But on the flip side, we had people like the Great Ace, dedicating his life to rolling hundreds of fruits, just to give them all away like a Giga Chad. The next few months were pretty good. I mean, updates were kinda slow because they only released
aduh,
every 6
aku
months.
kentut,
That
re,
doesn't
re.
mean the game was abandoned.
Sorry ya.
Admins did mini updates to keep players hyped. Like,
Ya guys ya,
max
sorry ya.
level and bounty, which you get from killing
Semoga
players.
nggak kedengaran di
Admins
recording,
all
soalnya aku juga nggak mau males. Masa soalnya aku juga nggak mau ngedit ya guys. Jadi aku nggak perlu susah-susah hilangin suara kentut itu. Tapi nggak apa-apa lah, kentut itu hal wajar. Hal normal kentut itu. Jadi jangan takut untuk kentut ya. Aduh, aku ngomongnya udah nggak jelas lagi. Ngantuk, Rek.
Update, the devs made a safe trading system. Each fruit had an official value, so you'd know if you're getting scammed. I don't know how much this helped, but it did make players go ballistic. Around this time, My Game and Indra did something clever. The game was very competitive, and players always compared them. So to gather attention, they 1v1'd with admin commands on a massive YouTuber's livestream. It's a new year, and when I say the game was making progress, I mean it, because history was being made left and right. For the first time, players broke Roblox itself. No, not just by crashing Roblox with a high player count. Every world had a level requirement, but players found a way to break into the Bird Sea without a high enough level. By sailing to this island, beating up the Rip Indra boss and rejoining, the servers would break and somehow let you win. But the game's success was not only from glitches, but mega projects too. Remember the guy who gave away hundreds of fruits? Well, that same guy spent days making 100 accounts just to farm all these fruits to give away. Like, this is crazy. But unfortunately, the game trolled him, deleting lots of progress. But the game itself was progressing amazingly. Of course, we had the occasional screw-up, like this glitch, where quests gave 10 times more XP than usual. But with fruit designs being out of this world, and players constantly pushing the limits, the devs were ready for their biggest challenge yet. But to do this, they needed help from their trusty friend. Yeah, let me explain. While players were messing around,
Sabar,
the devs
aku
spent
perlu center biar warnanya sama.
most notably the new mythical leopard fruit, which players fell in love with. Knowing how strong the fruit is, they invented an interesting speedrun. You start with the worst fruits, then slowly trade up to leopard. This creative idea, along with many other parts of the update, brought many weird glitches and memorable moments, leading the game to 1 million players and 10 billion visits. At this point, most people would just relax and celebrate on their own. But you already know, the devs weren't most people. Instead, they made an entire event to earn confetti to buy OP fruit. Not only to celebrate how far the game has come, but to also attract and help new players. And big surprise, players made this into another way to grind non-stop. Like, come on guys, relax a bit. Oh, and speaking of new players, 2 of them were these random guys.
I've spent days upon days playing Blox Fruit. I'm max level. Cameron, look, you're an absolute sweat.
Now we're in the current year, with viral events like an admin trolling a hacker live,
Get out here, boy. Get her done.
YouTubers messing with admin, and this guy again rolling fruits for an entire month straight, and a future update that'll literally glow up the game. The community is stronger than ever. I guess hard work does pay off, but lots of the success came from players and devs just having a good time and messing around. I guess it wouldn't be fair to call a single game number 1. Big or small, they all have something special to offer. If a game is number 1 in our hearts, that's worth more than any fame it'll have. Imagine owning the largest Roblox game, ranking millions of dollars and billions of visits, only to lose it all. Sadly, this happens to many beloved games, and for reasons you might not expect. So, to find out why this happens and how to prevent it, we need to dive into the stories of fallen Roblox games. Beginning with Meep City. Wow, that looks different. What started as a passion project by the player Alex Neutron quickly became a rising Roblox game. But wait a minute, you games like this were on the rise. Alright. Let's throw our preconceived notions out the window and actually analyze the game. Despite having a basic design, the game had infinite things to do. You can chat, work combo jobs, and start a family. With zero rules, players were fully in control, which hopefully won't backfire. But even with all this, Alex wanted to give players something to grind for. Money. So he added mini-games to keep players playing, like puzzles, races, fishing, dating. Overall, the game was a nice way to have a break from your troubles.
Look how amazing that looks. Oh my goodness.
Meat City is officially a year old. Most of Alex's games would die by then. But Meat City's endless gameplay made it stand out. But to prevent players from losing interest, the devs added one important feature: parties. This allowed you to invite your friends to your house and have a fun time with them. A totally innocent feature that definitely won't be.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's probably nothing. After 2 years of consistent
Aku sekarang bakal diem aja, guys.
updates,
Biar nggak ngantuk.
what's in Phuket.
Aku biar nggak ngantuk itu justru harus diem loh.
But the main thing carrying the game was parties. Since players can host their own games, Meat City became more player-driven and infinite, which made it the first game to reach 1 billion visits. And of course, his fans were proud.
The online data overlord.
Wait,
I'm
what?
sure incredible. No promoting online data. Humanity is doomed. Ban Meat City. Oh my god, no please. What the fuck?
Are we looking at the same thing here? Time for an investigation. Surely a game this innocent couldn't possibly get this much hate. But aren't parties the reason why the game is so popular? Why did I open that? Yes, parties were crucial for the game's success, but at the same time, made the game very unsafe for children, because the parties had questionable items that enabled this kind of behavior. I mean, what do you expect when a game has zero rules and is completely controlled by players? Despite this red flag, Alex continued to grow his game with the issues in the back of his mind, but at what cost? As the numbers rose, so did the dangers. I really hope something is done about it.
Minum dulu, Rek.
Otherwise, who knows what'll happen. Due to the insane backlash, exploiters had a motivation to attack the game,
Alhamdulillah.
which made it more unsafe for children. At this point, Alex had two options. He can either remove parties to save his reputation, or maximize his growth by harming more children. Although he can't control what players do, his ignorance of the game's rules and features certainly played a part, leading to one final blow. With his biggest game that he spent years on,
Oke,
dead,
stiker nomor
Alex
3
was
kita
inclined
pasang
to
deh ya.
one last option.
3.
Although it wasn't ideal for performance,
Nomor
it
2 deh.
was the right thing to do. Surprisingly, Alex got his game back, but with some consequences. Without parties, the game was 90% less popular, but I guess it was worth it for the safety of players. But even with this change, the game still has these kinds of people. I guess the damage was already done. Now that was a pretty big game, but what about a game 10 times its size that also went up in smoke? How is that even possible? To truly understand how, we need to find what makes old games never die. But to do this, we need some help from our sponsor, War Thunder, which also never died out. It's a free-to-play play epic military action game with ground, air, and naval combat, ranging from the 20th century all the way to now. With a large-scale multiplayer map, players can play and fight however they want, which
Nice.
kinda reminds me of First World game. Although not as intense as War Thunder, it's a large-scale multiplayer game with many different jobs as pizza makers. With so much to do and many different ways to make pizzas, players can play however they want, while being appropriate. And even 11 years later, the devs still make efforts to update War Thunder, like the new air superiority update, containing better vehicles like the T-90M, Gripen, and F-15 Eagle, and not to mention
Stiker
better
nomor
locations
5.
for air battles, which makes the game all the more chaotic, just like NDS. The game forces you to survive random disasters and random maps. As simple as this seems, it makes so much room for random chaos. Even to this day, funny memes are still being made about it. With various locations and a huge player base, you're constantly on edge in battle. You'll never know when you'll get blasted by a guided missile, drone, or a nuclear bomb, similar to our last Immortal game. In Murder Mystery 2, one person gets chosen as the murderer, but has to hide it. You never know who the murderer is, or when they'll strike. It's a game of fluffery, and you're always on edge, which makes it more exciting the more you play it. And just like Roblox, it's free on all devices. So download War Thunder right now with the link below. And if you're new or haven't played for at least 6 months, not only will you get free vehicles for a week, free skins with them, 100k silver lines, free premium vehicles, and a week of premium. But I'll also give someone 10,000 Robux. You don't want to miss it. Anyways, with all this in mind, it's time to move on to phase 3. Wow, 3 times did this massive game get abandoned. 3 times, even Meep City still updates. Our story begins when 17-year-old Preston had a goal to make as much money as possible from Roblox games. So he spent months on a new game, Pet Sim. The aim was to collect money with your pets and use that money to get even better pets and zones to earn more money. The game immediately took off thanks to how colorful and grindy it was. Players spend thousands of dollars and hundreds of days grinding for the best pets.
Oh man, that's a lot. Wow.
But as time went by, Preston got tired of making the same updates over and over again. So, to fix this,
I'm gonna kill my game to make a sequel.
broken right?
Surely it has to do good.
You may be wondering how a sequel to a massive Roblox game failed. I mean, the game is also colorful and grindy, so how did this even happen? Well, compared to the previous game, Pet Sim 2 barely had any zones to grind for. This caused players to not only get bored, but also mad, because by paying Robux, you can access X updates,
Oh, udah ya.
which was
Oke.
kinda unfair. But the biggest
Ya.
problem was
Buku
broken
udah kan?
rules.
Udah.
Belajar juga tadi akhirnya Sarah.
Habis ini belajar. Janji. Janji. Oke guys, jadi mungkin segitu saja untuk video kali ini ya. Tiba-tiba orang tuaku datang ya, ibuku datang. Meskipun rencana aku sampai jam 11, tapi ya aku udah disuruh tidur oleh ibuku dan aku harus belajar. Yap. Jadi ya mungkin segitu saja untuk video kali ini. Aku Arka pamit dulu dan sampai jumpa di video berikutnya. Bye bye. Oke, bye bye. Hoax. Tunggu. Oke. Jadi ya orang tuaku lagi di luar kamar mereka. Jadi aku harus ngomongnya bisik-bisik biar nggak ketahuan ya. Ya kita lagi beberapa menit lah bisa nih. Nggak apa-apa. 5 menit, berapa menit gitu, insya Allah masih bisa. Kalau bapakku yang datang udah kelar tuh. Bapak tuh yang paling ngeri ya guys. Oke. Nice. Oke. Tunggu. Oke.
So at this stage,
Oke, orang tuaku kayaknya udah masuk kamar ya. Kayaknya.
So, what was that about me retiring?
rather than fully killing the franchise, Preston adapted and learned from his mistakes. For many months, he carefully crafted a new game, PetSim X, a combination of PetSim 1 and 2, but with way more zones and pets during release. And unlike last time, Preston had all the ideas ready to go, but to actually turn them into updates, the team had an interesting strategy. Rather than stressing on making each world perfect, they made each zone smaller, which allowed them to make more of them in total. When it comes to Roblox games, players don't expect perfection. They just want to have plain fun. Following the successful release, every week they added better and better pets, each getting more difficult to grind for. Oh, and not to mention the occasional Easter eggs, which always got players talking.
Here's to the start of an incredible journey.
But in the midst of all this, there's still one question that hasn't been answered. Instead of wasting time on a whole new game, why not simply change the old one? Well, here's the hint. By making a new game, he had a reason to build more hype, which means
Wait.
more money. I mean, it makes
Betul.
sense.
Aku tadi cuma perlu ngeliat instruksi ya.
So now the question is, what happens when a money-hungry owner has a growing Roblox game?
Introducing PetSim X NFTs. Time to get the gang excited, I guess.
Okay, to fully understand this issue, we need to go back to the reasons why games never die. A big reason being a safe environment. Sure, PetSim looks cute on the outside. Hatch pets, upgrade pets, and use them to get rich. But if you look into it, the game sort of promotes gambling. Imagine spending billions of Robux for a slim chance of getting an OP pet. Only to be disappointed. This drains thousands of dollars from kids.
18 mana 18 nih. 18.
Why should I spend my time and money on a game that'll likely
Oke.
be abandoned?
Sure, games like Lost Fruits and Murder Mystery have gone months without updates, and players still love them. But that's because those games have no end goal, making them last forever. But in Pet Sim, once you grind all the way to the final zone,
Nice.
what's there left to do?
Wih, entah kenapa kalau di sini muat ya guys, tuh muat ya, tuh muat dia kalau di sini. Tapi kalau di cargo truck transport trucknya nggak muat ya, jadi harus aku ubah nih bentuknya ya. Bisa gitu. Kesalahan desain, I don't know.
This was a massive problem, considering how repetitive and formulaic the gameplay was. Without new worlds, most players had time to reach the final zone and completely stop playing. Following a sharp decline in players, Dresden returned with a few interesting updates here and there, but this was only short-lived, which begs the question, at the
Oh.
heart of it all, why is he now abandoning this game? Well, for one, the more money he makes, the more comfortable he gets, which means he wouldn't grind as much. Because if you compare him to other legends, there's a big difference. For example, let Ninja through the largest Roblox game by helping players, putting his heart into updates, and making the most insane experience for content creators, regardless of how big his game gets.
Yup. Oma, oke. Oke. Tunggu AFK.
Instead of making the best experience for others, he's focused on making the best money for himself. So it's much harder to be truly passionate, causing him to give up after some time. And he
Tunggu ya guys.
selfish things like striking games inspired by him.
Oke guys, aku udah balik ya. I'm back. Wih.
At this point, Dead Rails was now the most popular game in all of Roblox, averaging hundreds of thousands of active players at any given moment, with its quick growth astounding the Roblox community. And while the gameplay loop would eventually get repetitive, things like the many different endings and unlockable classes gave fans something to grind for. Due to this, March would be one of the best times in the history of Dead Rails.
Entah kenapa ini kayak per ya. Aku tekan tapi dia naik lagi. Kayaknya memang nggak bisa terlalu ditekan guys. Kalau ditekan kehalang sama ini ya. Mungkin.
Seven new classes were also added, being the conductor, giving users a faster train, zombie, vampire, high roller, which gave users more money, survivalist, and miner. With the conductor and high roller being considered the best, Dead Rails would also see a 10 bond reward for those who were skilled enough to complete the game. Now it was at this point where the
Oh iya.
slow down on updates, despite their promise of
Nggak bisa terlalu ditekan ya.
major updates would often take upwards of 3 weeks to drop. This would cause the game to lose a significant portion of its audience in between updates, with a large percentage of the player base only coming back for major content.
Ya terpaksa kita pakai lem ya guys. I'm sorry. Kalau di Lego asli ini termasuk illegal building teknik soalnya pakai lem, tapi ya mau gimana lagi guys. Lagi pula ini juga Lego palsu dan bukan Lego asli ya. Jadi nggak apa-apa lah. Oke.
Behind this town lay a dark secret, the mine, which players would have to navigate to obtain 4 jade tablets. This mine would be considered to be the most
Tahan lu ya.
in the entire game due to its complex layout and high amount of monsters and skeletons.
Dan boom, kelar. Sudah bisa tertempel berkat bantuan lem. Oke. Nice. Mana nih? Oke. Nih udah jadi ya. Sekarang kita bandingin. Kita bandingkan.
Notice Dead Rail striving towards making fewer, higher quality updates, which would change the game in massive ways, with updates consistently putting the game at the very top of Roblox. As long as the updates were good, players wouldn't get bored. So wrong.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Dead Rail's very first update would be an April Fool's event, introducing 2 new game modes, forcing around, allowing users to unlock the horse class, where they could fight alongside their horses to gain new abilities.
Sabar.
Fool's Gold will also be introduced, where gold chunks spawned as loot, and selling them triggered random effects, with the main one being
Sabar guys. Aku bakal coba nyari ya bagian yang hilang ini. Apa mataku aja karena ngantuk? Harusnya. Oh, ini dia menyamar ya. Ternyata benar. Karena mataku yang udah ngantuk ya.
worse yet, games like Roller Garden were starting to rise in
Oke.
popularity. But an update would eventually come.
Kita bakal coba bandingkan ya guys. Kita bakal bandingin.
Position, allowing users to heal each other with the banjo, Packmaster,
Oh my.
3 tank wolves on spawn, and the werewolf.
Nah, oke. Nah, oke. Jadi untuk pada bagian atas, jadi untuk bagian atas ini aku bisa melihat satu perbedaan, yaitu panjang dari rodnya ini ya, tuh. Panjang dari ininya lah beda. Terus di sini nggak ada disuruh pasang stiker. Oh disuruh, tapi nanti aja. Ya, terus untuk bagian depan sama sih guys bagian depan. Oh, copot. Sabar kakak. Nah, aduh.
That in less than a day, the developers would completely reverse it. And while this issue is rather small, it would hint to something much bigger. Player division, who's about
Nah,
to large
buat bagian depan sama aja sih guys, cuma beda warna ya, tuh sama. Bagian samping cuma ini aja yang beda ya. Ya karena entah kenapa ini bisa dipasang setelah dilem, melainkan ini nggak bisa dipasang sama sekali ya, walaupun udah aku lem nih. Aku lem. Ya cuma itu aja sih guys. Untuk bentuknya sama, cuma beberapa detail aja yang kurang. Aku mau review, aku nggak mau bahas yang terlalu banyak, yang simple aja ya. Jadi ya udah. Kita bakal lanjut bikin bagian baknya ya, bagian truk baknya. Anjing. Dogi. Jalan aku dogi. Aku gak ngomong kasar ya. Aku cuma nge-troll aja. Alright. Ini kita taruh dulu. Set. Inilah guys. Ini yang aku maksud nih, berguna banget nih. Kan seperti yang tadi aku bilang.